This is the intro. This is the intro. So basically we shoot Vision 250D because at the time this was filmed, it's a cheap way of shooting color film for cheap. But you have to do it yourself. You have to develop yourself.
Yeah, this is how we develop film in the Jobo in
our parents' basement. Yeah.
Water coming out of the tap, 40 degrees.
Make it hot. So this process runs at 41 degrees?
Yeah, 41.1.
So, if you start with hot water, then you don't have to wait 3 hours for this thing to heat up.
Mm-hmm. So here we are. This is how you. This is the Jobo. Pump 1 means on.
Turns the pump on.
Yeah.
Then there's the spindle motor. We got the rubber duck.
So as you can see, temperature low.
There's two thermometers in there because neither one is accurate.
Yeah. But here you go, 41.
And don't rely on this knob.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have to use a real thermometer.
So here we are mixing up the pre-bath. It mixes pretty easy. It's not too chunky.
This basically removes the rem jet. So when we'll see this later, it'll be all black.
So yeah, you normally just fill it to 800, stir the powder in, and then you fill to 1 liter accurately. And after you mix it, rinse the container so that the next time you mix something, it doesn't have pre-bleach in it. What is it called?
Huh? Remjet.
Remjet? No.
Remjet.
Something? I don't know, it doesn't matter.
Oh, for the mixing jug. You shouldn't mix mixing jugs. You should have one for each chemical.
So yeah, that's why this one is a different jug.
Yeah, that's developer only.
Yeah. This is what we use for developer only typically. So the developer is really chunky.
And it's hard to mix it.
Yeah, so you just sit here and you mix until it goes away, or you just give up like me.
You can get one of those. You can get one of those magnetic stir plates, and it's makes your life a bit easier.
Yeah. So there you go. Yeah, same. Mix at 8, fill to 1 liter, fill the jug. Fill the bucket.
Bottle.
Bottle.
Yeah, just follow the instructions.
Yeah, but yeah, notable thing is it's just chunky, and I poured it back out because it was still chunky.
We put it in the first slot, so you put everything in the order that it needs to be done.
Yeah, actually, yeah. So the next one is stop bath, not the clear bottle, but this is the stop bath. Stop bath is pretty easy. It dissolves. You can see it's pretty clear. I didn't really do anything. You just pour it in, and then there you go. Fill the jug. It's nice to have the OEM Jobo bottles because they fit in the slots really nicely, but they are kind of expensive, like $10 a bottle, but it's worth it. What do you think?
I think they're more than $10 now.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, you got to find them for cheap.
Next one is the pre-bleach or bleach. This stuff's yellow.
I think it's just bleach.
I guess it's just bleach. But yeah, it dissolves pretty easily too.
Yellow juice.
Yeah. So I have the bottles in the wrong order here, but I fix it later. Yeah. So quick fix. It's just mixing 2 liquids, so it's fine. So this is the stabilizer. It also dissolves very easily. So all the bottles, if you read on the instructions, have certain temperatures that they want to be at. The stabilizer needs to be at room temperature. So you'll see in a moment. We'll put the Jobo's leaking. Dog time.
It's a dog.
It's a dog. So when all your chemicals are dissolving?
Yeah, you kind of let the Jobo like sit and stabilize. So we'll let it do its thing for like an hour or whatever. Yeah. Let everything get up to temp.
Whatever dog time was.
Yeah.
So
when you are loading the reels, it's important to chamfer the corners. This is something I didn't know immediately. Otherwise, they'll get hung up in the reels when you feed them in. Yeah. And we're waiting for it to get up. Oh, no, it is at temp.
Yeah.
So the important thing is the actual temperature of the chemicals, not necessarily the temperature of the bath water. So that's 41 something. We're gonna run with it.
Yeah, I think it was 42, and it says
41.5.
Yeah, it's fine. So shaking vigorously was what I was pointing at, and you want to put the motor speed onto P for shaking vigorously.
That's what we do anyways.
That's what we do.
This is not
and
scientific.
It works.
This works fine for us.
Yeah, that's what I was pointing at and denoting there. But anyway, so now this is the beginning of the developing process. Oh, no, sorry. This is the bottle order. So it's dev, stop, bleach, fix, and stabilizer. And then, so pre-bath is the first one, but it's up at the top, and it's at 27, so that's why it's at the top. So here we are, pre-bleach, pre-bath.
Pour it in.
Sorry, pre-bath. Pour it in, you pour like 750 mils. It says on the tank, depending on what tank size you're running, it'll tell you how much to put in.
On
this
the
tank
Jobo.
is on the Jobo, yeah. The Jobo tank.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
The Jobo tank.
And this one is 5 reels, so 5 reels of 135.
For 15 seconds. Or something like that. 10 seconds?
10 seconds. 10 seconds.
Yeah.
First one's 10
quick.
seconds, yeah. Pour it out. And then this is where we do the vigorous shaking. So we put the chem in the tank at F, and then we do vigorous at P. And this is our rinses. So this is just what we do.
It's worked okay.
Yeah, it's been good.
It's worked okay.
I think the results are good.
And it comes out black. That's the remjet coming off. So ECN-2 differs from C41 in one way by having a remjet, which is like a black carbon layer on the back, so that you don't have halation or something. Is it an anti-halation thing?
I guess. I mean, if you take the remjet off,
yeah,
and
you
then
get
shoot it,
you get halation.
Yeah, but I don't know if it's intended for
It's an anti-halation thing, I guess.
Okay, yeah, I guess. I mean, yeah, sure.
I mean, I'm forgetting the real technical term here.
And yeah, each time you rinse it, it'll get progressively less dark. So this is the second rinse.
Third rinse.
It's
pretty clear.
It looks like the color of the film.
Basically, yeah. This is like the default film color. When you do your final rinse at the end, it kind of looks like this too. Yeah. Then the scary stuff, developer. This is where things start to get real. So again, we're pouring in not quite the whole bottle because the Jobo drum doesn't require
it doesn't
that
need the
much.
Whole thing.
It's like 600 something.
Yeah.
So I just kind of eyeball like 2/3, throw it in there, whatever.
And then here
start
we go.
the timer.
3 minutes is the first one. So we press the timer after all of the chems go in. I don't know if that's like a huge thing, but that's just what we do. So here we are, 3 minutes, pour it out. And developer shouldn't look any different, really.
It doesn't really matter.
It'll get dirtier the more rolls you do.
Does it?
Yeah. All the chems look really dirty by the end of it.
And then immediately throw in the stop bath.
And so the rest of the bottles that we put in after the first rinse of the pre-bath, we do on setting F. There you go.
Yeah, so setting P is only for rinsing
the pre-bath.
After the pre-bath.
Yeah. You're gonna stop bath out. Make sure you don't mix up the order so you don't pour out like a stop bath and a rinse or something. So make sure you're following it.
And
so
then we do a rinse.
We do rinses.
Yeah, I was gonna talk about that. The
oh yeah.
forgetting to dump your rinse and then adding the next chem. That's something I've done.
Yeah. So something to be said is every rinse we do, we try to keep the water to be around 40 degrees, just so that you want to mention that?
So that basically you don't want to like overcool or overheat the tank. You want like everything to be around 40 degrees.
Mm-hmm.
So the smart thing to do would be to have like jugs of water in like the top of the bath and have them close to 40. Or whatever your developing temperature is.
But we're lucky because our tap is just like 40 degrees on
the hot side, yeah. So it's like okay.
Yeah.
3 rinses.
I really could cut that.
Yeah, it's fine.
There you go. Bleach time.
The yellow stuff.
The yellow stuff.
The yellow juice.
Yeah, so I remember when we were doing these couple of runs in our basement, by the end of the life of the chems, this bleach was like a substantially different color.
Was it really?
Yeah. It was like a lot darker.
Oh, it wasn't like not yellow though.
No, it's still yellow, but it was like dark yellow. So another 3 minutes on the bleach there. So clear bottles are good. We like them.
Their bottles are pretty cool. Yeah. I don't know where I got them from.
Yeah. So this is us just showing like, yeah, the rinse water should be around a 40.
Oh yeah.
You can get them from Freestyle?
Yeah, you can get them from Downtown Camera now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they're just expensive. I think they're like $15.
Oh, Canadian dollars.
For a bottle, yeah. Freestyle, I mean, like with the exchange, it's probably about the same.
Okay, fair enough.
They're good bottles.
Yeah.
And like if we didn't have the full set, like we'd probably buy. But
well, we did buy. You did buy.
I did buy a couple. Yeah. But I mean, like yeah.
Okay. So after the bleach, you gotta rinse as well. It's usually 3 times rinse.
So bleach and fixer are sometimes together in something called Blix for C41. But from what I understand, the chemicals kind of eat each other, so the chemistry doesn't last as long.
So that's why it's 2 different steps?
So that's why this is 2 different steps, yeah. But I don't know the exact kind of deals. I probably shouldn't talk about stuff that I don't really know about, but this is the internet,
no, but yeah, I mean, I did one time mix up the fixer and the bleach order, and everything came out desaturated. So don't mix them up, I guess. But or maybe
fixer and bleach?
Yeah.
Yeah, if you fix before you, I don't know.
Well, I mean, I did it and it looked bad.
It looked bad, yeah. I believe it.
Yeah. So there you go. You rinse again.
Basically, the key to good film processing is to not make mistakes.
Oh yeah. Here we are. Fixer time. It's just the same. You just pour it in, wait the time that it's written, leave it on mode F, make sure the temperature is all good.
So a note about the stop bath. Was it the stop bath in this? It's like, or it's the fixer that it's like do something.
Oh yeah.
And then it's good for half the batch, and then you mix the other one. Is it stop? And it only comes with one pouch. So basically, we just disregard that line in there.
Yeah. In the instructions, it says like the 500 mils is good for the first 8, and then the other 500 mils is good for the next 8. And we're like, okay, and we just do 1 liter for the entire 16 rolls, and it seems to be fine. Maybe someone can tell us if we're doing something fundamentally wrong, but...
I mean, the pictures look fine.
Yeah, the pictures turn out, and it's pretty good.
Fixer is regular.
So that's the last step that in this video we did in the Jobo. Something that we changed while we were doing this was we actually ended up using the stabilizer inside the Jobo. Like we poured the stabilizer in and then poured it out on the step that it tells you to. But
we do another rinse.
Yeah, and then we do a rinse. So we added another rinse at the very end, and we did there's a step that says exchange water every 5 minutes. Exchange water for 5 minutes at the very end of the development, which is probably where we are right now, where we do a couple rinses.
This is just the final rinse.
Yeah, this is the last rinse. And normally what we'd do is we'd rinse it like 3 times and then put the whole tank in the sink and just run the tap for 5 minutes. But then what we ended up doing is we ended up just like rinsing for around 5 minutes. Like I'd exchange maybe like 6 liters of water kind of thing, or six jugs of water, and then put it in the stabilizer and then hang it up. But then now we added a step where we just exchange water in the tank and then put the stabilizer in and then do another rinse and then hang up the film.
Because the rinse was leaving like water stains, which is I think like the opposite of what it's supposed to do.
Yeah.
The stabilizer, did I say stabilizer?
Yeah, I mean it's not really photo flow,
but... somebody said, one of my friends said, it's antifungal and something.
Yeah, but it's definitely doesn't seem to be
stain watermark.
Watermark, yeah. So this is
the
step where,
we're trying to keep the water at a reasonable temperature. So if it's like too cold or too hot, you might like swell the gelatin base in the film, and then you get these kind of like cracking marks in the film. I think it looks like that, or it looks like weird grain. But you can get that if you have like your rinse water is like totally the wrong temperature. Like I used to rinse I tried once like rinsing really hot my black and white film, and it ended up with this like weird kind of texture. So that's why we try to keep it as close to
40 degrees
as possible. For a bit anyways. You can taper down. Yeah. But just like no shocking.
It's worth noting that whenever we say degrees, it's degrees Celsius.
That's true. That's true.
So this is the stabilizer. This is what we did previously, which kind of worked,
Burping.
but it's pretty not great. where we poured it out into a jug. I'd do a rinse where, in this step you're supposed to pull all the rem jet off but with a towel, and I just use my fingers. So you do a quick rinse and you run your finger down. You run like, I kind of like pinch the film with my hands, with 2 fingers, sorry, and then run it down like a squeegee on both sides. I'm not really doing it here for some reason. Okay, I didn't do it there at all, I guess. What's that?
We're not very good at demonstrating.
So then I just crammed it into this jug of stabilizer. This is why it's like not super elegant, and this is why we changed it up. So in like replacement of this step, like I said previously, we just put it in the tank, put the stabilizer in the tank, sorry, and let it run for like 1 minute, and then pulled it all out and then just rinse them all manually. So here we are, hang to dry, and then I mean, that's about it. When you're done, just rinse everything down good so that the next time you do some dev, everything's dry. Cool. I mean, that was it.
So I guess 2 things to note that I learned, or that I had to learn when we first got the Jobo. So one is when you load the reels, they look like the regular plastic reels, like the Patterson type, but there's no ball bearing, so there's no ratcheting mechanism. So you basically just use your thumbs and scooch it along the reel like that.
Yeah, you kind of put your thumbs on the film.
It doesn't like auto advance itself with like is it a ratchet?
I guess. I've never used a Patterson tank, actually.
I don't know what you'd call that mechanism.
Okay.
Like a freewheel. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe this is too much. But basically, a Patterson reel, you kind of stick the leader in, and then you just kind of back and forth, and it feeds itself in. The Jobo doesn't do that. Like, it looks like it has these plastic kind of hooks almost, but those don't do anything. You have to just use your thumbs to just kind of manually ratchet it in. So that's one thing that I didn't know first. And then the other thing was clipping the corners when you clip your film square. So you cut the leader off, and then you got to crop the corners. Otherwise, sometimes the corner...
Yeah, it's like the film like nosedives into the corner.
Exactly,
and then it just gets stuck.
It gets caught.
You got to pull everything out.
You got to pull everything out,
and then
it's
redo it again.
really stressful because you're in the dark.
You're in the dark, or you're in the dark bag, and you're just sweating.
Yeah. Second thing that I wasn't super sure of with the Jobo is how you put the drum into the lift and take it out. You just shove it in to put it in, and you kind of like push it in straight. But then when you take it off, you can just kind of like lift it and pivot it up from the kind of motor side. You don't have to pry apart the plastic fingers, or you don't have to be...
I can clip in the footage of you doing it.
Oh, you have a shot of me doing it?
Yeah, I have a shot of you pulling the tank off. Yeah. It sounds scary.
It sounds scary and it looks bad.
Yeah, but
that just seems to be the way it does it.
Works, yeah.
The plastic tabs on mine, a couple of them are broken, but you can get replacements. They're kind of expensive, but you can get replacements, and I think that's like just the way you have to do it.
Yeah, this Jobo was made pre-separation of East and West Germany. Unification, sorry.
We think so. Does it say made in West Germany?
It says made in like the Democratic Republic of Germany.
Yeah, so it's probably pre-unification.
Yeah.
So it would be pre-1991.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's quite old.
Yeah. Berlin Wall.
Yeah.
So yeah, they're gonna leak. Things are gonna break. You just gotta fix them.
Try not to pay a lot of money for a Jobo.
Yeah. Don't pay $3,000 for one.
Don't pay $3,000 for one.
But whatever.
Yeah. It's cool if you can find one for cheap, but if you can't find one for cheap, I guess it's just do it by hand. This whole process is like you're just kind of standing around. I guess it doesn't make your life a whole lot better. It's like you still have to be there. It's not like you can walk away and come back after half an hour. You still have to be there. So if you have to do this by hand, it's kind of like not a huge difference. Like doing 5 rolls at once is pretty cool though.
Yeah, it's like I think what's the benefit of this is that you mix chems once. That takes maybe like an hour or two. Not 2 hours. Maybe it takes like an hour for everything to get like fully settled after you've mixed everything. And then doing actual dev takes you like 15-20 minutes. And then that's 5 rolls.
Yeah.
Right? That's 5 rolls every like you can do 16 rolls in, let's say, combined 2 hours total.
I think start to finish, it's like you let it from cold. You let it heat up for 3 hours.
Well, yeah, that you don't have to stand
and then
there
if
for,
you have mixed chems, it's like, yeah, it's probably like 20 minutes to do the dev.
Yeah.
And then it's another maybe 10 minutes for rinse. And then...
Yeah, rinsing and hanging up, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe it's like an hour. I feel like it's an hour for me all the time.
I don't know.
Maybe it's not that bad.
I don't think it's that bad, yeah. Because like if you total up the times on the sheet, it works out to be like 10 minutes. Right?
Yeah, but like my rinses are like 2 minutes.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. No, I know.
Between stages and all that.
I'm just saying it's not that bad.
Yeah,
It's pretty good. It's pretty quick. And these kits kind of cater to like doing bigger batches because the chems actually go bad after a month or so, right? So,
I don't know.
Yeah, it says on the
good
kit.
For a month?
They're good for like a month or 3 months or something. But in any case, right? It's like you probably want to be doing it in batches if you're using a Jobo, that is.
Yeah, like between the two of us, we kind of store up 16 rolls and we just blast them out.
Yeah.
And it's not that bad.
No.
Yeah. If you're just one guy and you don't shoot a lot, then maybe it's too much.
Yeah. Okay, well.